Hello YouTubers. I haven't actually done a video for about a month. Really, I haven't sat and actually filmed a real video in about 6 months. Right now I'm recapping a Sony 600 reel-to-reel stereo tube machine with a small amount of transistors in the audio path. Let's see if I could find one of the boards. There we go. You got your two transistors. I think they're, well, they would be germanium transistors. And some work on this, some work on that Sony, and then work on a Leslie and some other stuff. And then I've got a full-time business, so I'm busy now. Anyway, so those are Elna capacitors, and if you can see, I don't have a macro on this camera, but the ends are actually blown off. Those ones you see, they're starting to open up, and the ends are starting to come off. I was doing some recording with this machine, making sure it was good before the customer actually took it home, and realized that it wasn't recording. And when I looked into it, found out it needs a full recap because the capacitors are partially blown open. See? And that one's really bad. You can actually see it's gray, the gray cover, and then it's metal ring, and then the end is actually blown out of that metal ring. So I have to sit and recap this whole thing. And because it's tube, the capacitors I have are all solid state capacitors up to like 35, 50 volts, something like that. And so I have to go back and repurchase everything. So it's going to be a good 75 bucks probably to recap this whole machine. Somebody actually put a motor capacitor in there with duct tape. And I think welded it or soldered it to the side somehow. I gotta figure out what's going on with that. Never actually got a Sony machine that really works. I think this is probably going to be the first Sony machine that actually will work. And that have a lot of problems with them, as they all do for some reason. Don't buy Sony machines. They're good machines, but they will just, they're money pit. Anyway, I've got a phone call come in. I'll continue this video at some later date. Thanks for watching. Real quick, I've actually got a minute now after that phone stopped ringing. So yeah, I have to finish recapping this, and actually, the motor works, although it seems like it's hitting something. There's a bunch of gunk underneath it. And, so yeah, I gotta go through. And the problem is, too, with these Sony machines is they use these little push-on connectors up to the circuit board. And these little push-in connectors are actually, the solder joints are cracking around them. And actually these solder boards are pretty brittle. PCB boards, I should say. Circuit boards, not solder boards. They're pretty brittle. Anyway though, so I'll have sometime this week, I'll have a video, hopefully, of a whole lot of machines I bought from Germany. And my friend Steve took care of picking up and packing the machines and all of that stuff, so hopefully everything comes and it's not damaged like it was before with the Philips machines from Germany, but that was UPS. So actually this is a real cargo company, so hopefully everything's going to be good. I would get kind of nervous though, and you know, with shipping overseas and picking up overseas and stuff like that. Anyway though, I've still got some Vollmer machines sitting in Germany, which are like magnetophone copies. So I have to pick up those and schedule a pickup with all of that stuff. Anyway though, I'll have some cool videos come up hopefully pretty soon. But for now, we'll just be going through, and I'll show you basically, this machine here had the, of course, the notorious Sony pause problem, and the problem with the stop, start thing. And also, the problem was, for some reason with this machine, it still has no voltage for the motors and stuff like that, and no voltage for the meter light bulbs. So there's some fault someplace. I'm still working on that, and that's the rare 2-track version, not the later 4-track, or actually it was the same time. It was the 4-track and a 2-track, and later they came out with the combination machine. some work and all that. Anyway, though, basically the problem is with the start-stop thing, and I'll do a video later on this, is this board right here. These switches get oil in them, and you have to take this stuff called brake cleaner and spray it right in. It's got a little nozzle, it's almost like switch cleaner, and you just spray it right in. And it eats the grease inside of those, and it takes care of the problem. And so I'll do a video more on that machine, but anyway. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with this machine after the recap, and I'll do a video of it working. It's definitely a good machine. I like these machines. They're still Sony, and they still have problems, and they're still single motor, and they're not professional, but they're kind of cool because they're tube, and their sound quality is actually not that bad. They're pretty good sounding machines. So I was pretty impressed when I listened to it. It actually sounded fairly good. So anyway, real quick, they've got these two plugs on the back, and there's a plug when you put in the case that shorts them out, I think. That's how it works. And so when you short them out, it acts like a switch, and it actually starts working. It's really stupid. Yeah. Anyway, I'll continue doing a video about this machine once I get all taken care of. And look, here's all our bays for our circuit boards, I guess you could call them. Yeah, well, thanks for watching.